Ever looked at someone's career and wondered how they get from there to there?
Right. Like, did they plan that all along or?
That's what we're diving into today, the career of Ed Fassio.
Buckle up, folks, because this one's got twists and turns.
No kidding. We've got his resume, a whole bio video, even news articles. Ed's gone from, like, early design software to building AI solutions. It's wild.
And that's the fun part. We're going to unpack how those early experiences, even if they seem random, built the foundation for where he is now.
So for our listener, we're looking for those aha moments, those insights that can apply to any career, especially in tech where things change so fast.
Exactly. Let's start with Adobe in the 90s, right? Ed's one of their first sales engineers when design software was just becoming a thing.
I can't even imagine, like, convincing someone they need Photoshop back then. It was a different world.
And that's the key. He wasn't just selling software, he was selling a whole new way of working. That's a skill in itself.
Totally. But how does that translate to, like, selling annuity contracts in Las Vegas a few years later? Which, by the way, I had to look up. It's these long-term software agreements.
See, even you're learning. But that's the thing. The through line is understanding user needs. Whether it's a creative director or a casino exec, you got to connect on their level.
And he clearly did something right because his resume mentions a 500% increase in those contracts within 6 months.
Yeah, anyone can throw numbers around, but what interests me is that he later moved into a customer success role at Microsoft.
Okay, so he wasn't just closing deals. He wanted to make sure people actually used the stuff.
Exactly. Building those lasting relationships, that's huge. And it probably explains those early sales wins, too.
Makes you wonder if he'd planned that all along or if it was like a happy accident.
Well, his career isn't exactly linear. After this, he takes a break from the corporate world, which is where things get really interesting.
So most people, you hit that point, you're looking for the next corporate gig, right?
Right. Climb that ladder.
But Ed, he goes and starts.
Yeah.
Wait for it. An independent music company.
Itchy Music and Entertainment. Not your typical career move.
And then on top of that, he buys a craft brewery. Love craft brewing. I mean, come on, where's the connection?
See, this is where you got to look deeper. On the surface, totally different. But both are about building a community.
Yeah.
Shared passions,
Okay, so he's taking his branding, marketing, all that, and applying it to music and beer.
Exactly. He's not just following a passion, he's finding the common thread. And that's valuable no matter what you do.
Plus, it takes guts to go out on your own like that. That's a whole other skill set.
Oh, absolutely. Entrepreneurial spirit, taking risks, that's Ed. But he didn't completely abandon tech, did he?
True. Itchy Music had that partnership with the Recording Academy. That's not nothing.
And that's what I love. Those experiences, even if they seem unrelated, they can blend together in ways you'd never expect. He's got the music knowledge and the tech background.
A unique combo for sure. So he's building these communities, but then he goes back to Microsoft.
And this time, it's all about the customer. Customer success role, which, if you think about it, makes perfect sense.
Lay it on me.
He spent years building a brand, understanding what people want, getting them excited about something.
So those skills he learned outside Microsoft, they actually made him more valuable when he came back.
100%. Because customer success, it's not just about selling anymore. It's about making sure people actually use and like what you're selling.
It's like that saying, what got you here won't get you there. Except in this case, it kind of did both.
Right. And this all leads into the AI chapter, which is where things get really wild.
Okay, this is where my brain starts to melt a little. We've gone from Photoshop to craft breweries to now AI. It's like he's got a time machine.
He's definitely got his finger on the pulse, that's for sure. And with AI, he's not just dipping his toes, he's like building the whole swimming pool, developing GPTs,
GPTs. See, now you're just using acronyms to sound smart. Explain it like I'm 5.
Huh. Fair enough. GPT, it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Basically, it's a type of AI that's really good at understanding and writing, like human-like text.
So like a super smart chatbot.
Kinda, but way more powerful. Think writing different kinds of creative content, translating languages, answering your questions, all that jazz, but on a whole other level.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal. So Ed's building these GPTs for what? Automated customer service, things like that.
You got it. And more. His work with ByteBrain LLC, they're all about using AI to make businesses more efficient. Like, his resume mentions a 30% increase in efficiency for one of his clients. That's huge.
30%. That's got to be saving someone a ton of headaches. But what does that actually look like? Give me a real-world example.
Let's say you've got a company drowning in invoices, right? Processing those manually takes forever and mistakes happen. Ed might come in and build an AI system that can read, understand, and process those invoices automatically.
So instead of replacing jobs, he's actually making people more efficient.
Exactly. It's about augmenting human capabilities, not taking them away. And this idea of using tech for good, it comes across in his bio video too.
Oh yeah, the video.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different vibe than just reading a resume. You get a real sense of who he is.
Totally. He
That,
talks about integrity, hard work, even being a dad and what he's learned from that. It's clear he sees the human side of all this tech stuff.
which is probably why he's so good at it, right?
Yeah.
Understanding those human needs is what it's all about in the end.
100%. So, if there's one thing our listener takes away from Ed's story, it's this: embrace the new stuff, but don't lose sight of the human element. That's how you really make an impact.
Love that. Big thanks to you for walking us through Ed's wild ride of a career. For our listener, if this sparked your curiosity about AI, the future of work, anything at all, don't stop here. Go explore, keep learning, and join us next time for another deep dive into a career that'll make you say, how'd they do that?